They don't build tools to be attractive. Some of them have got a little rust, dings, dents. Tools aren't pretty. They perform a function. They'll fix things, but they don't do anything if somebody's not using one. They don't fix the car by themselves. There's been many times when I've been broken down on the highway and we went to fix a car and we didn't have a tool. And there's not much you can do but have somebody come rescue you, or you try to improvise with something. But if you don't have a tool, chances are there's nothing you can do but stand there and look at the problem. If somebody's down and out, you can go over and hand them some cash and fix everything for today. It's not going to help tomorrow or next week because that money will go and it's gone and they're right back where they started. If they have that tool, every day fixes that problem. So all I'm really doing is giving them a tool that they can change their life if they concentrate on it.
My name is Elise Ferguson of Kansas City, Missouri. What can I tell you about me? I'm a mother. I'm a kidney dialysis patient, and I dialyze 3 days a week, 3.5 hours those days. I'm on medications that I have to take daily. I have to watch my diet, what I eat, take care of myself so that I'll be here to raise my children. I think it's about 15 miles away to where I have to go for dialysis. I had to take the city bus, and that's 3 buses from here. It could take anywhere from 2 to 3 hours on the city bus. And I had a car, and I didn't miss appointments, and my car was stolen while I was in the hospital sick. When I'm walking to even catch a bus, it takes a lot out of me. But if I miss my dialysis, it can cause me to go into the hospital. They'll have to take the fluid off of me. It can be very painful. I've had that happen before, where I've missed appointments, and it almost took me out of here. So I hope to never have to experience that again. You know, taking the bus all those different places all over the city, it's a lot.
I'm Sherry Kopaska, and this is Jackie Kopaska. I'm her mom.
Are you hungry?
Jackie's 23 years old, and she has cerebral palsy.
Guides the material.
We were told that she would not know who we were when she was born because she would be in a vegetated state, and she's proved everybody wrong. She comprehends everything. She loves her family. She lives here at home. We plan on keeping her here at home, and she has a business that we started when she graduated. She makes tote bags. She's been doing that for 2 years, and the company is called Jackie K Bags. Name tags. She travels around. We do presentations to schools. She does vending opportunities at conferences that are geared towards people with disabilities. Everything has to be approved by her. She's the CEO. Our van for a year now has been not functioning right. It has left us stranded a couple of times. When you have a person in a wheelchair, that is not a good thing. The air conditioning has not been working for the last 2 summers, so that also makes it difficult for her because she cannot deal with the heat very well. So I try not to be far from home, which makes it difficult because even when she has a doctor's appointment up in Kansas City or something, I don't trust it out on the highway. It's very difficult to financially live a normal life when you have an adult in your house with a disability. We cannot afford payments for a large conversion van. We don't make that kind of money.
So what are you gonna do?
We are praying hard. We've been praying for the last 2 years, truthfully, that, you know, somehow a van would be provided.
101 The Fox, Kansas City's classic rock station. Good morning, Slacker, with you here. Welcome back. And, of course, the bearded man, Mr. Terry Franz.
Good morning, Slacker.
Gentlemen, we get together every Monday morning and try to help out and make a difference. People wanting to know how they can help. And it is one of those things that it's absolutely as easy as going to your computer. You can go directly to
Cars, the number 4, heroes.org. You can apply for a car or you can donate a car. We'll come out and pick it up the same day. My name is Terry Franz. I've been a resident of Kansas City for about 30 years. I'm known as the Car Santa in Kansas City. It was a nickname given to me about 7, 8 years ago, and it just kind of stuck. So more people know me by Car Santa than they do Terry Franz here. And I founded Cars for Christmas in 1996.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. There's a lot of people involved, but it's a simple process. Donate car, fix car, give car away. People will tell us, hey, we got a car to donate to. We'll go out and pick up that car. We take it into our staging area where the shops look at it and say, this is what it needs, and I send an email out to all the shops that help us. Somebody calls and says, I'll do that car. So we get it out to them. We fix it up. The other facet is people go onto our website and apply for a car and tell us why they need a car. Will you call Janae? We go through them and feel which one that we can help the most with the vehicle. A lot of work to do in Joplin. They've
Absolutely.
taken a pretty
We're going to
good
give
hit.
him a call this morning and see if we can't make a difference in his life.
Then we go on the radio to tell their story and call them up and tell them they're going to get a car, and what that does is that's our advertising budget. When people hear the stories on why people need cars and that we're going to give them one, we get more cars donated.
Then the house was just destroyed. We had 3 cars that flipped off the street in our front yard.
Then what we do is we go out and deliver it to them, give them the car. Oh, Layla?
Hi.
You know who I am?
Car Santa?
That's right.
Oh my God.
Hopefully that does some good, and then we kind of circle back and start all over again.
Yep.
You're going to go where you want to now.
We get to go where we want to now, Serena. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Okay,
Thank
guys.
you so
We'll
much.
see you tomorrow.
Thanks again.
You bet.
So you must have a big staff to make all this happen.
Yes, we do. We have a huge staff. That's why we need this huge office. Our entire international staff is 3 people.
For the 9/11.
We have myself.
Chris won. Oh, did you get it?
Oh, come on, Kelly, come on! I'm already tired.
I have Chris over here who follows around and picks up the things that I miss. And then we have Shanna that follows around behind both of us. And that's it.
All right, so then after your appointments, I try to help Terry with whatever, anything. Just, I really don't have a direct job.
My name's Shanna Kale, and I'm the marketing director for Cars for Heroes and Cars for Christmas. It's my job to go out and increase awareness of the organization.
So, you know what's wrong with this thing or what we need to do to fix it back up?
The more people that find out about who we are and what we're doing, the more people we can touch.
There is a huge number of people. They're just not on our staff. They're all people that want to help, or good people in the community that want to help other people in the community. And usually we don't have to ask very hard. You know, we ask them, can you help us? And most of them step right up and help us.
I think what Terry's doing is fantastic, and any time that I can be a part of it, I try to help.
I think this is the 4th year we've fixed cars for Terry. I wish I could do it a car a week for him.
So in the past with charity programs, why we're always asking somebody else to donate or do something, and this is something that we can do ourselves that makes the whole crew feel good about what we're doing.
To go and see when we give the cars away too, and just see the people smile, and hopefully, you know, it changes somebody's life.
Hello, Eileen.
Uh-huh.
Hi, this is Slacker at KCFX in Kansas City. How are you doing this morning? There's several times that we've all just sat here and had to go through a box of Kleenex. The simple act of being able to get from A to B changes a person's life.
Well, Aileen, on Thursday, we're bringing a truckload of cars down to help the people in Joplin, and we're going to give you a car.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And you're more than welcome.
Darling, hold on a second. We need to get some information to you, okay? Aileen?
Yes.
Hold on a second. Got to bring the Kleenex.
Yeah, I know.
This is Slacker at KCFX in Kansas City, focusing our attention on trying to make a difference in the Joplin area. Now, 2 months past the initial tragedy of the tornado, people are still trying to recover, trying to find some form of normalcy, some new level of norm.
You know, we're getting a lot of requests out of Joplin, and we have the Disabled American Veterans down there and a lot of veterans organizations that came in. The tornado came through Joplin, Missouri about 2 months ago, wiped out about a quarter of the town, and they figure over 18,000 vehicles were destroyed in that. Out of that, the insurance said about 9,000 had claimed. That means there's 9,000 that had liability insurance or no insurance, and they can't replace those cars. You know, a lot of these people have lost everything, their home, their car, their possessions.
This would have been the front of the house. Nothing but old pane glass. So right now we would have been in the bathroom that saved our lives. Actually, yeah, there's the tree, so it would have been right here. And there was wooden shutters on the bathroom window. We left the house with about 4 changes of clothes and the shoes that we had on. Other than that, we lost everything. Right here.
It's a picture of our grandma.
There's a picture of our grandma. Well, after we lost our car, we were just dependent upon other people for rides. It makes it really difficult, especially when we were living so far out of town, you know, to come to work or anything else.
A lot of them just want a little bit of hope that they can start their life over again. You can't do it without transportation. No public transportation because they can't get through the areas that have been devastated. You're stuck right there, letting people feed you and house you until you can figure out how to get your life started.
Christmas really is coming early for some people in Joplin today. They're loading cars, vans, and trucks onto tow trucks. They are driving them down to Joplin to give them to tornado victims free of charge.
I've been in the grocery business, I've ran restaurants. In between management jobs, I would sell cars as a way to get money by until I found another management job. One day I decided to open a lot of my own. We had a business called Car Biz. You can spend a lot of money advertising, and I thought, how do I tell the whole city where I'm located? I'm a good guy. I'll do good business with you without spending $150,000 because I didn't have $150,000. And so I thought, well, how about this? We had a lot of people that would apply for cars here that just couldn't buy a car. Maybe they didn't make enough money, or it wasn't always a credit issue, but they still needed a car, but they couldn't get one. And so I decided, well, I tell you what, why don't we give cars away? I talked to a local DJ. I said, how would you like to give cars to people for Christmas? And of course, he got all excited with that, and he said, well, what will we call it? And I said, well, Cars for Christmas. We did it Christmas Eve morning. He came out and did a live remote. Every major station in Kansas City showed up to watch us give the cars away. Car dealer gives cars away for Christmas. And so we were the major news item at Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And so I'm sure we got $150,000 worth of promotion out of it. I don't really know how to measure that and say, oh, all of a sudden we got bombarded with business, but when we gave the cars away and we saw who we were helping and we saw the looks on their faces and what we were doing, then all of a sudden it came into perspective that we're doing something far more important than telling everybody our business existed here. You know, we took a lot of time to pick those first 6 people to make sure we gave the cars to the right people. And they weren't fancy cars. It was just cars, basic transportation, and then we met the people. We had read their stories and we knew what kind of situations they were in. But when we handed over those keys and saw a look of relief on their face that they now had transportation, and I tell you, my employees at the time everybody was hugging each other and everybody went, look what we did. And it was pretty powerful.
Oh, wow.
Go ahead and hop in there. Start it up.
Oh, man.
Excuse me. Open it. Open that window.
Sure. Her hands are shaking.
To do something like that and know you did good, and like I say, all my employees knew what we had done. Everybody took pride because everybody did a little piece of that. It's why we still do it. Go ahead and hop in there. Yes, sir. You look at me and say, well, you didn't get teared up today when we gave a car away. Well, I've been doing this for years. And, but it was excuse me. It was the look on those people's face that first year that made us start doing it for a different reason. And I guess you got to experience it to really understand it. Up in there and make sure the air's blowing cold. Everything that I was thinking in owning a business and getting a business rolling, making a lot of money, lining my pockets with money, it all kind of went away when you saw something that we could do that was so simple, and yet it was such a big impact on people's lives. Yeah, that one's at 7. Come on over. So I thought, if I concentrated on the Cars for Christmas program, how big could this get? How many cars could we give away? How many people could we get to help us? When we started with 6 cars the first year, and now 15 years later, we're giving 300 cars away a year and doing it in 3 different cities. And it all started with just that first year and helping 6 families. I'll have the news say, well, how does that make you feel? And I say, well, turn around and look. How's it make them feel? A little scary, huh?
I'm feeling scary. I'd rather go back overseas.
Would you? Rather go back to war, huh?
Rather go back to war than have to go through another tornado. Truthfully, I didn't think there was people like this, but it's very nice to know that there is people still out there that care and are willing to help out others that need help and time.
Never in a million years would I thought somebody be giving me anything. And just when I said that, they said, well, today, believe it, because we're giving you a new car.
You feel like Santa Claus when I'm outside and I've got 20, 30 sets of keys and start solving problems and passing out the hope. A little bit surreal. I haven't been back here in 15 years. We're kind of where it all began back in '96. We'd sell cars here, and this is where we came up with the concept of Cars for Christmas. In fact, the first Cars for Christmas, we had a middle line here that we had the cars lined up right in the middle. Went inside in the garage in here is where we presented them with the keys, and we walk them out. It was snowy then. I think that was Christmas Eve morning is when we gave them away, so it was, everybody went home and had their Christmas that night. My success is I've been more successful at giving them away than I have been at selling them.
Terry is working himself to death. He works pretty much 24/7, 7 days a week, and he doesn't want to miss a phone call in fear that somebody might miss it. He might miss an opportunity to help somebody along the way.
A couple months ago, I'd pick him up, and I knew he wasn't feeling very well. About every day, about 2:30, he'd have little minor strokes. He'd lose a little bit, he'd lose control of his right side of his body.
He would just fall down, just be walking and just fall. Or like part of his body would become limp or numb.
What they found is I had like 11 blockages, and I had to have heart surgery. They had quite a few complications. My heart was enlarged from working so hard because my blood pressure was so bad and there were so many blockages. Even my surgeon said, he said I was a mess, and he said if you weren't so young, so there's verification I am still young, he said I'd have sewn you back up and let you go, because he said that was the hardest thing I've done in 10 years. I think the biggest thing with the health issues is it told me I won't be here forever. If I go, I don't think anybody is probably as obsessed as I am to do something like this, but my concern was, will it even keep going, or will that just be the end of the story right there?
I don't even want to think about that. I don't want to think about what Cars for Christmas would be like without him. It would not be the same. You know, he's made some decisions to not be a one-man show anymore based on the fact that his health is kind of forcing him to do that. But I would say that it hasn't slowed him down. I mean, it temporarily stopped his ability to be able to help, but he was working in the hospital bed when he was actually strapped down to the bed.
All right, Jackie, Sherry, we got a small little surprise for you. Okay. All the trouble that you've had and all the experiences you've been able to not go anywhere with AC, take a look to your right. There's a new vehicle.
As long as I'm alive, people will be getting cars. If I can't walk, I'll wheel in, but I'll be there. But it did make me maybe take a different perspective and say, I want this to grow and continue. Would you like to drive around with air conditioning?
Yeah.
Would you? So maybe I'll spend a little more time in the next few years making sure that happens and getting some people behind me that will carry it to the next level. We'll see if we can make life just a little bit easier for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's kind of strange to have a film crew follow you around everywhere, isn't it? At your most emotional point. When you go around and you do this, you get the same reaction every time. It's like I say, it's just a tool. We're going to give them a tool so they don't have to struggle anymore or worry about their transportation needs. And when it's 110 degrees out like it is today, then obviously air conditioning is the #1 priority. But yeah, it never changes. The stories change, but the reaction's always the same.
I love my van. It's like a Cadillac to me. It's a Windstar van, but I tell you, it drives like a Cadillac. I just love it. I love it. It really has given me and my children a lot of my life back because what did really take hours, it only takes minutes.
Well, this car is going to allow us to start putting our lives back together, take our kids places, come to and from work or to and from, job sites. There's still a lot of volunteer effort out here that needs to be done.
I learned or somehow formed the philosophy right from the beginning when people say, well, this car's maybe too old, or, well, that's got a lot of miles on it, or it's not really very pretty. We've had some that weren't pretty. I'm giving them a tool that they can change their life if they concentrate on it. And I tell them that. Here it is. This is the thing you said you needed to get your life going again. The rest is up to you. My program's not called Fix My Life. Everybody's got more than one problem. But that's one tool that can fix a whole bunch of them all at once.